Welcome everybody, my name is Shumnan, and in today's video we'll be discussing to you guys about your Halloween forecast. We'll be showing you guys all across the United States what to expect for your trick-or-treat forecast and the temperature forecast for the different time zones and timing for when you go out to trick-or-treat. Welcome everybody, my name is Shumnan, and in yesterday's video we talked about this severe weather outbreak. And in fact, unfortunately, there have been multiple tornadoes observed. There were PDS tornado warnings. There was a PDS tornado watch. So it was very serious. Hopefully, you guys took it very seriously, and hopefully, the video got shared out to people who needed that a lot. So, in today's video, we're looking at the tropical tidbits. We're using the NAM 3 kilometers. Let's start with the northeast trick-or-treat forecast. So northeast might get a little bit of rain, but this is going to be mostly for the next 24 hours. As you can see, Ohio might get some rain, but this is all into tomorrow morning. That's not important. Right about here on sunset, this is about 5 o'clock. You can see some scattered showers, maybe an isolated downpour for Pennsylvania, Ohio. A lot of just showers, but mainly it will be on and off, so you might be able to get some like an hour here, hour there, a window to do some trick-or-treating, but nothing a widespread rain. You might get some early morning people, like 2-3 in the morning for your trick-or-treat. You might get some heavy rainfall for northern New Jersey, and maybe some thunderstorms for Tuesday. So we're going to look at the temperature-wise, how the trick-or-treat forecast will become. So let's take a look for trick-or-treating for your Monday. Cold in the morning, but as we get into this is 5 o'clock. As you start trick-or-treating, widespread 50s and 60s, 70s down south. It'll be in the low 50s for the valleys of central Pennsylvania. Here comes 7 o'clock. You can see it drops into the 40s for much of Maine, for New England, but overall it's going to stay steady. As you expect, not much to change in terms of temperatures. A little bit of mid 50s to 50, the upper 50s for much of the northeast. Near 60 degrees for Cleveland. 62 degrees for Washington D.C. and Philadelphia. Temperatures in the low 50s, mid 50s for New York. And we'll look at it as it gets a little colder during the day for Tuesday, and highs at around 50 degrees with a lot of cloud cover with temperatures in the 40s in Michigan. So now we take a look at the southeast region as we'll discuss you guys for your trick-or-treat forecast for the southeast. So here we go. We're going to take a look at the preset, and here we go. Again, the showers and storms might develop into there's general thunderstorm risk and nothing too ominous, but you might get some downpours tonight to tomorrow. Doesn't look too bad as of right now, but looks like central Georgia you might get some brief downpours. You can see Macon, just south of Augusta, southeast of Atlanta. You might get some heavy rainfalls. Greenville, South Carolina might get some. Asheville, North Carolina, Charlotte might get some drizzle, but this will move into upstate of South Carolina near Columbia early morning before it makes its way to the east. But if you look on the west side of it, so it looks pretty good for Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky. Mainly dry, but maybe an isolated shower. It won't be washout, so you don't have to worry about that. It won't be too windy, so our trick-or-treat forecast is good for the southeast, except for maybe central Georgia and upstate South Carolina, where you might have to take your umbrella for trick-or-treat. So let's look at the temperature forecast now. We'll look at the shaded temperature region, and let's take you in for the trick-or-treating forecast. So nice warm temperatures. A lot of cloud cover might be there, so you can see temperatures in the 50s and 60s. As you can see, we'll start right here. So it's 4 p.m. mid 70s. Look at the 80s in Florida, upper 70s for near Savannah, Valdosta. Temperatures in the mid 60s for Jackson, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. Up in the 50s at the mountains because some cloud cover with some rain. For places like Clemson and Spartanburg, Greenville might be in the 60s, but overall mid 60s to 70s. Temperatures will drop dramatically in the 60s and 50s and upper 50s and low 50s for the Appalachian Mountain region. And you can see when you pretty much finish 8, 9 o'clock, will be in the 60s and 50s for much of Tennessee, depending on the region. So it'll be very perfect. I'll give this grade A. You can see the cold front moves through, by the way, as well. As you can see, temperatures drop into the 50s and 40s. This would have been cold if this was trick-or-treating, but nope. We're high temperatures in the 50s and 40s, so a cold front is getting through, which is why we had some severe weather yesterday. So now we'll talk about the South Central, and then we'll make our way to the North Central region as well. Luckily, the weather pattern has been very good for trick-or-treating. So let's take a look. This is today. Might get some showers. Nothing impactful for trick-or-treating. Don't see anything. This is now beginning to 4 o'clock. Look at that. Just perfect southwest region. You might get some showers. Maybe developing. I'm not 100% sure if this will happen in West Texas. But other than that, I don't see anything. It will be clear and cloudy. Dry. Let's look at. Maybe you might get some showers near Brownsville, Texas, but that's all I can see. There's nothing impact. Maybe deep South Texas. Looks just perfect weather condition, but mostly sunny, not too much wind. But if you can see, on Tuesday you might get some influx of Gulf moisture will come into South Texas and produce some heavy rainfall for South Texas, which will be very interesting to see. They might get some flooding. So let's just quickly look at how much rainfall. This is not for trick-or-treating. This is for Tuesday. You can see widespread 1 to 2 inch, which is very beneficial from places from San Antonio, Austin, south, near Houston and Corpus Christi. So let's quickly look at the temperature forecast for the South Central as you get ready for your trick-or-treating. So we'll move our way to when you're going to be trick-or-treating. Here's 1 o'clock. Look at that. Beautiful temperatures, 70s and 80s. Not too many moistures, 60s. But overall, pleasant. You would get to the 50s and 60s. Even upper 70s for South Texas. I think the South Plains are going to have a good, great A. I'll grade this an A+ grade. So we'll now take a look at the North regional forecast to see how your trick-or-treat will be. Should be very similar compared to the South region, but the eastern part of it, like the Great Lakes region, you might get some rain during the day. And Michigan, Ohio, and South, and Indiana, you may get a little bit of rain, but this is not a washout. Don't cancel your trick-or-treating. You have hours to planning day, and overall it looks like another great A trick-or-treating for all the North Central. So Central region looks beautiful for trick-or-treat. I'll give this a A- as well. For temperature wise, let's see what the temperatures forecast for your trick-or-treat forecast as well. So here we go. So you can see, so it's gonna be pretty cold because we're up north. So let's see. But look at that, very pleasant 60s and 70s, much as 60 degrees, maybe 50s up north. Go trick-or-treating, drop dramatically into the 40s, but that's about it. 40s and 50s, it's manageable. It's not going to be a washout, not going to be too windy. It's going to be perfect temperature. Might get some frost on Tuesday, but we get back to the 60s and 70s. So perfect weather conditions for the South region. Now we'll take a look at the West. We'll take it to Northwest and then the Southwest, and then we'll wrap it up here. So let's take a look in the Southwest. It's West Coast. So West Coast, unfortunately, we were talking about this wave of storm system that was forecast to develop, impact the Northwest. A lot of rainfall, heavy rainfall for today and most of tomorrow. But it looks like for Seattle, you might catch a break. It may not be too bad, but parts like Portland, Oregon, Bend, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, unfortunately, might be a washout. Might get a lot of rainfall, but get used to this. A lot of snow will develop. This will move its way into the central. Heavy snow for Cascade as well. And Sierra Nevadas, and a lot of snow to develop into the mountains of Idaho and Utah. Let's take a look at how much snowfall we'll see. Look at that. In the next 60 hours, 2 to 4 feet of snow, 1 to 2 common for all of the mountains regions, and even some beneficial from Northern California as well. Expect another 2 to 3 inches. 1 to 2 is bad, but you might get some 2 or 3 at high elevation as it squeezes up some moisture. And then we'll take a look at the temperature forecast real quick before we end the video with the south regional forecast as well. So we're taking a look for the northwest. Any trick-or-treating, looks like it's going to be a cold trick-or-treating for the mountains. Look at that. You might get to 50 degrees for Seattle, 45 degrees near Portland. As you get up in elevation, a lot of freezing temperatures, but overall it's not too bad. You can manage it, 40s and 50s, just bundle up. It'll keep getting colder and colder because of the cold front, and look at that. Wednesday and Tuesday, widespread 20s and 30s for Oregon. A lot more below freezing temperatures, but I still give this a B. Don't cancel your plans, especially if you're in Oregon. Just be mindful. Take an umbrella. You guys are used to this. So now we'll take a look at the last region before we end the episode here, which is going to be the southwest. Which, let's see how it is forecast to deal with the southwest region. So far so quiet, and it looks like a quiet Halloween will be perfect. Maybe some showers in Northern California. Nothing too impactful before the cold front moves into Tuesday night. Heavy snow with a lot of rainfall, potentially for California, beneficial for the drought. Let's look at the precip, and then we'll take a look at temperature-wise as well. Precip maybe 1 to 2 inches of liquid in Northern California and in the Central Valley, maybe a half an inch to an inch. How much snowfall? Very quickly. Beneficial 3 to 6, maybe a foot of snow in the highest elevation. And we'll watch it with the temperature forecast. Here we go. I think the southwest temperature forecast might be the best. I think the southwest might be the best region. I'll give this an A as well. Look at that, 60s and 70s for the Central Valley, 80 degrees for Arizona. Las Vegas will be in the 70s. Will be just perfect weather for trick-or-treating. No rain, not too much wind, and it will be beautiful for the southwest. So guys, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys for another video. This is your trick-or-treat podcast, and I hope this was informational for you guys, and I'll catch you guys for another video. Enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye, everybody.